Coach, 3-1 victory over the Wranglers tonight, snapping a 4-game skid. What were some things that were different tonight than from last night?
When we reviewed post game, just some areas that I thought our details were slipping. Needed to elevate a little bit more, compete, a little bit more battle in the tough areas. Like it makes it really difficult to get to the net. And they're a team that drives it out extremely hard. So just, being on your toes, making sure you work to get inside ice. And then like for us on the D side of things, like you got to locate that coverage early and not allow them to penetrate and push you back into the crease. So I thought we had a really great response here from them tonight.
Tonight it seems like you skated with a little bit more energy than last night. Kind of were flat when it came to after the first 5 minutes. Was it anything that you said to the team that made a difference today?
Well, I hope so. But there was a lot to play for tonight. Not only for us as a group and where we are in the standings and what we want to accomplish, but huge night for the organization. We wanted to play with a lot of pride for Cooper Logan and his family and what they're going through. We're so grateful to help contribute and make somebody's life better. So I think there's a lot of motivation for our team just in that situation alone.
I noticed the forward lineup from Friday to Saturday stayed the same, but there was a little bit of shuffle, Clermont out, Emmett in. Did anything about the gameplay determine that, or was it just Emmett being a healthy body coming back into the lineup?
Yeah, we felt before Friday's game that Nate has earned a chance to get back in the lineup after his injury. Spoke with Wyatt on where I felt his play was and things he needed to improve on and what he could get from watching a game. And it's a situation that we've been blessed with all season long. Is we've got really strong depth on the back end, and so I just felt against a big physical team. That's part of Wyatt's identity as a player. I wanted to insert somebody fresh that could play a physical game, and I thought he came in and did a good job in that department.
Sam Walensky, seems like he hasn't been nearly as aggressive offensively in the last few games. I wanted to actually bring it up yesterday, but the situation. Would you say that you probably noticed the same thing, or was it more of a defensive pairing that he's with the slower skater?
No, I think I think Sam's game is effective and he's dynamic when he's assertive with the puck. And there's, sometimes you overlook the fact that it's his first year pro and he's made some incredible strides for him to come up and play, a bunch of games with the Avalanche and then come down to us. And it's a different pace and it's a little more chaotic. And, he still has things to work on as a young defenseman. But his offense and his play shines when he's driving his feet up the ice and he's being assertive with the puck.
With the distance between Colorado and pretty much every other team that they play against in the division, it feels like the more and more you guys play against Calgary, the more and more that, it seems a little bit rougher. It seems like maybe there's a budding rivalry. Would you consider that with the Wranglers this far into their second season as a club?
I mean, yes and no. I mean, we've had our struggles with them in the past. They've kind of held the measuring stick in our division with their play, and they've got, Wolf as their MVP, and they're always at the top of the standings. And, but I feel there's a handful of teams in our division that we've got a separate rivalry with in different situations. And, you get to this time of the year, and we've made great strides to put ourselves in a good position. But we haven't separated from anybody, so that's where the heat comes from. Everybody wants to win, and the points are so valuable, and there's so much pride on the line. And, you lose a game, you're going to come out with some fire, and we've beaten some teams and seen their best the next night. So is there a rivalry? Of course. I think every game this time of year is pretty heated.
You guys are on an 0 for 25 skid right now on the power play. You were pretty steady on the power play before the last 10 games, but what may have changed to cause this, you think?
It's a great question. We're always looking for answers, and we kind of went through similar situation like this at the start of the season where we couldn't find any rhythm or had trouble finding some chemistry and connection, and and then when we go and play some really good hockey over that stretch, power play is a huge part of it, and now we're struggling to find that connection again. The only way to do it is to stick with it. Our players take a lot of pride in it. Coaching staff takes a lot of pride in it. There's lots of season left for us to find it, and I'm confident that it'll shine at the right opportunity for us.
Ben Meyers getting traded at the deadline, obviously, key middle six forward for you guys. Who do you think has stepped up the most now that there's a few games removed between the deadline and now? Who do you think has stepped up the most in his absence?
Yeah, Ben's a pretty special player at this level. Through the middle, on the wing, penalty kill, power play, logs heavy minutes, really good puck possession game, and strong with his skating at this level. Happy that he gets the opportunity to go play in the NHL, but it leaves a void in our lineup. There's no question, and I think we're still working through who's gonna take on that responsibility that Ben had for us. If I look at the last couple of games, I think Jason Poland's done an outstanding job. I think he's come in and played physical and created some turnovers, and he goes to the net hard. And I thought Jean-Luc Foudy was really was really good for us tonight. Skated hard, drew penalty, drove the net, nice little slip on the goal to Pete. So it the honest part of it is I think it's going to be a community contribution to fill that hole.
And we had talked about Frederick Olsen coming up and down earlier before you guys had left on your road trip. He came for 6 games. Now he's gone and come back. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it tonight. But what's the addition that you think he's going to end up making with the absence of Ben Meyers and the so-called supernova line, as CC has called it?
Yeah, I mean, we got a quick glimpse of Freddie and what he can do at this level. Obviously, has some chemistry with Tufty and Kiro. He's a guy that. He's a good skater. He's an experienced guy at this level. He's got NHL experience. He plays the game the right way. His details and habits are there. Is there still things that he can work on? But yeah, of course, that's everyone in this league is striving to get better. But he's going to provide that stability in the middle of the ice for us.
Are you expecting him for Tuesday's game, assuming that there's going to be no recalls for the Avalanche?
I am. Yep.
Good.
That's all I got.
Okay, great.